Went to the National Association of Black Journalists convention this weekend. It was a good time. It was in Boston, but we still somehow found a way to make it work. Bring about, a couple thousand black folks drop us off in Boston. A lot of people don't necessarily know how that's going to go over. However, we managed to make it work. We got it done. We came through. Yeah, right? But let me tell you what the airlines is out here doing these days, man. I didn't realize just how dastardly these airlines can get. Now, I have talked about the fact many times that the airlines are in a very interesting situation because that is the only industry that I can think of that when they mess up, never feels compelled to give you back your money. They don't give you your money back. They don't give you no kind of hookup. The best that the airline has got for you is the chance for you to play let's make a deal and give up your seat because they sold too many seats on the plane. They selling 155 seats knowing damn well the plane ain't got but 150. Yeah, I know. Some people are going to miss the plane. Well, guess what? Sometimes everybody catches their flight. Sometimes everybody want to go to Cancun. Sometimes everybody done had the last shitty month at work and everybody want to get away. Right? They depended on you to get in there and border with them and have to catch one of those flights that nobody wanted to get on. That's right. You played this just right to get you the 5 o'clock flight so you could go to lunch and do a little bit more shopping before you got out. Now, all of a sudden, they want you to leave at 6 o'clock the next morning. That flight empty as hell. Let me tell you, you want to get some privacy in this world? Catch a 6 a.m. flight on a Saturday morning. Do it. I don't know the last time any of you had to do that. But I'm telling you right now, you go ahead and do that. You go ahead and catch a 6 a.m. flight on a Saturday. I've been in that situation, and let me tell you something. You can put your feet up on everything. Everything, I tell you, everything. Nobody's trying to catch that flight. And that's the flight they trying to put you on when you trade your seat. Anyway, that right there is about the only way the airline's going to do a solid for you. So it's Friday. I got this flight into Boston. I'm leaving at 6:30. Plane lands at 9:30. Now, not to floss on you, but the flight was first class, right? Look, man, that's a 3.5 hour flight. I'm 6'4". All right. I need leg room. And I would prefer a meal. The problem with the meal game in first class is that, well, it's the first class meal, but it ain't a first class meal. If you understand what it is that I'm saying. At the very least, before you catch a flight on first class thinking it's about to have a meal, I strongly suggest that you stop and get a muffin or something. Because it's the first class meal. But it ain't a first class meal. It ain't really pop. Anyway, I had to catch that flight to Boston. That flight was for 6:30. I was like, nah, man. Let me go somewhere and get some food. And you know that I must have been serious about making this happen. Because I stopped and got Chinese food at the airport. Does that sound like a good idea to you? Because it felt like a bad idea the first time I shoveled some of that wink wink pepper steak into my pie hole. It didn't feel like a good idea. I understand that all they doing is shoveling the food out of tubs, but could y'all at least get a Chinese person up front, for appearance sake? And hey, you know what? Why am I being so picky? Just an Asian person. Like, I went to that wedding in Milwaukee and somebody was telling me about how easy it is to tell from looking at somebody, like which country in Asia they're from, purely by looking at their eyes. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, I don't have that kind of gift. I don't have the gift for looking at Africans and instantly being able to tell what country in Africa they're from, right? Like, this is nothing racist. I can't look at a random European and tell you what country that they're from. I just don't have that discerning an eye for the characteristics that let you know what it is. I don't have that. So you could have put just about any Asian person in there selling that food, and maybe I would have felt better about myself. Like, the jig might have been up when I, actually ate the quote unquote pepper steak. There was also some chicken with mushrooms. This is all around bad ideas. Like, and this is what winds up happening to you when you're at the airport, right? And no, hold on. Noah Elliott said this in the chat room. He said Bomani on that, They All the Same program. That's not true. I'm on the, I know they are different, but I just can't look at you and tell you one from another program. That's a completely different thing. That is a totally different thing. And like I said, you can't do that with anybody from Africa. You can't look at a Latino and tell if they're from Central America, South America, what part of South America. Hell, they might even be from Spain. You can't do that. You can't, right? So I can't do that. So all I'm saying to them is, if you want to at least make me feel like this Chinese food has some connection to China, can you at least hire somebody Asian? It makes me feel much better when I go to restaurants and the people who are from that country are actually working at the restaurant. Could you at least lie to me? Lie to me. Is that too much for me to ask? For you to lie to me? I just don't think it is. All right? Anyway, I go get that food, and I'm so glad I went and got that food because my flight wound up being delayed by like some time period. I can't remember how long it was, but my flight wound up being delayed. I was supposed to land at like 9:30. We didn't land until 11. So something had happened and they couldn't find the plane, I think it was, or there was some weather thing. And like the dude gets on the microphone and he starts to explain what the situation is with the plane. And he starts getting real detailed with the explanation. And he's saying to me, if I were in the situation you guys were in, I'd want to know as much about what's going on as possible. And I need you guys to let me know. Am I the only person that doesn't feel that way? Like, how about y'all just let me know when the plane's going to leave? Is that too much for me to ask? When the plane is going to leave? Like, my flight got delayed when I was making that trip to Milwaukee. That's right. This is the one I was thinking about. I got these things mixed up. My flight got delayed when I was making that flight to Milwaukee. Let me tell you something. They didn't tell us in the airport that the flight was delayed, right? Like, they said it was delayed. Like, you obviously could tell it was delayed because we were supposed to be in the air and the flight hadn't left. But they weren't going to tell us any details about when they reasonably expected the flight to leave. So I got the app, and the app is telling me when the flight time is changed to. The airline ain't telling us nothing. Because, like, the airline is on some fingers crossed. Hopefully a plane comes in an hour before expectation. And if y'all done left the gate, we won't be able to leave. Right? So the app is sitting there telling me the flight's going to be delayed an hour and a half. They ain't telling us shit. In the airport. Then next thing you know, the app started going crazy. And, like, the flight time went to, like, 1 hour earlier, which was then, like, 15 minutes later. So we was all getting gas. At least I was getting gas because I knew what was going on. And then it jumped right back to the new late time. And every time that lady got on that microphone, I was like, so when are we going to get the groan? You know the groan, right? That groan when they announce that the flight's been delayed and they tell you how long it's going to be, and people are like, oh. Like, no one is ever relieved to find out their flight has been delayed. Ever. Like, there is not a single positive thing that comes from your flight being delayed. None. Like, not unless somebody's insisting upon picking you up from the airport that you don't want to pick you up from the airport, and delaying the flight will mean that they got to go to work. Otherwise, there's never a positive that comes from having your flight delayed. So as soon as they tell you that flight's delayed, it goes to, ugh. Right? This ain't like before 9/11, right? Remember when your homeboys used to be able to come and chill out with you at the gate? Your girl could come see you all the way off? Y'all remember that? A lot of y'all don't know nothing about that life. But you used to be able to just kick it at the gate. You know? Can't do that no more. Now, the airport is strictly business. Strictly business. I'm trying to get in, trying to get on this plane, trying to get out. So they just weren't going to tell us how long the flight was delayed. And you know why they weren't going to tell us? Because it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Because we can't go nowhere till the plane goes. We can't go nowhere till the plane comes. We can't go nowhere. Like, that's the point. We can't go nowhere. So this cat's sitting here explaining to me all this stuff about why the flight is delayed. And I'm just like, hey, man, just let me know when it's time to get on the plane. And I'm so glad I went and got that nasty Chinese food. Because I got on that flight first class. All I want to do is go to sleep. And if I'm lying, I'm flying, man. I forget what set of options they offered. But I do remember this. They went around asking people if they wanted the chicken dish or the pasta Alfredo, right? Those are the two choices for the first class meal that ain't a first class meal, all right? So I booked my flight late. I am in 6E, right? There's 6 first class rows. I am in 6E. That tells me that I literally got the last seat on the plane. And you know how I know that I was in the last seat on the plane? I was in the last seat on the plane because that lady was going around asking people if they wanted the chicken or the pasta Alfredo, the chicken or the pasta Alfredo, the chicken or the pasta Alfredo. And it got to my little corner of the sky. And she asked us if we wanted the pasta Alfredo because there wasn't no chicken left. Now, granted, we'd heard her ask the people, at least I'd heard her ask the people if they wanted the chicken or the pasta Alfredo. But she got to our row, and she explained to us that they had chicken, but we really couldn't get the chicken because there wasn't any chicken left. And I'm hearing pasta Alfredo, and I don't know about you, but pasta Alfredo didn't sound like it had chicken, shrimp, or any other protein on it. Now, I need you to explain to me how it is if you're out here giving people options, then not everybody on the plane gets an option. You understand what I'm saying here? Like, you basically telling me I should be happy for whatever I get. Like I ain't the customer. You kidding me? Man, I just went to sleep. That's all I did. I just went to sleep. Like, I've learned something about first class, all right? Because I've done probably more first class flying in this year than I've ever done in my life, right? I'm going to tell you this right now. First class is a lot better when your ass has no business being in first class, right? Like, when you hustle to upgrade or they mess up your flight and somebody feels like doing you a solid, or you just look down at your ticket and you're like, oh, holy smokes, I'm in first class, right? When you do that, first class is the bomb. When you pay for that upgrade yourself, first class is the most overrated shit going. Like, if you pay for first class on a flight that's under 2 hours, you just setting yourself up for a lot of damn, where did my money go? Just get the exit row. Like, that's basically what you get. There is something to be said for not having to share that damn armrest, though. That's like the underrated thing about first class is you don't have to share that armrest. Sharing that armrest makes things real tense. Real tense. Because not everybody's got exit row decor. Not everybody's got armrest decor. Like, that ain't what you want. But anyway, yeah. Also wound up in first class with some dude. I couldn't tell if that was his breath or his body odor that I was smelling, but the fact that I can't tell which is what ought to tell you a great deal.